If you've been watching the news, watching your neighbor's house sit on the market longer than you expected, or just sitting at your kitchen table doing the math, you're probably asking the same question I'm hearing every single week right now. Should I sell my Minneapolis home now, or should I wait until 2027? I'm going to give you the honest answer in this video, not the version that gets you to call me, the version that actually helps you make the right call for your situation. So let's get into it. First, let's get the facts straight, because the national headlines and the actual Twin Cities numbers are telling two different stories right now. And if you're making a decision this big, I believe you need the local data, not the national noise. So here's what the Minneapolis Area of Realtors most recent report actually shows for our 16 county metro in the Twin Cities. The overall median sales price is $390,000. That's up 2.1% year over year. For single-family detached homes, which is probably what most of you watching are sitting in, the median is $429,000, up 2.9%. So prices are not falling, they're just flat. They're going up modestly, steady, sustainable growth. Inventory is up, but only 3.3%. That's not a flood. That's a thaw. Month supply for single-family homes is 2.0. And in real estate, anything under 3 months supply is technically a seller's market. We're not in buyer's territory. We just left a feeding frenzy. And homes priced in that $350,000 to $500,000 range, which is where most of you live, those are still selling in 41 days on average. Now, mortgage rates. Here's where it gets interesting. Rates actually came down significantly earlier this year. Freddie Mac's weekly average hit a 3.5-year low of 5.98% back in February. They've climbed back since. Last week, Freddie Mac's average was 6.37%, and daily trackers this week are showing rates closer to 6.5% after the April inflation report came in hot. So here's the real picture. This is not a market in trouble. This is a market that normalized. The frenzy is over. But sellers absolutely still have the upper hand if you play it right. Now, with that backdrop, let's talk about your decision. Here's how I want you to think about it. There are 3 questions, not 3 things to Google, 3 questions to ask yourself. Question 1, why are you selling? This is the most important question, and most people skip it. If you're selling because you need to, a job, a divorce, a death in the family, you're done with the stairs, the market timing matters way less than you think. Life moves at life's pace, not the market's pace. The question becomes how to sell smart, not whether to sell. If you're selling because you want to, you've been thinking about downsizing, you're eyeing a condo in the North Loop, finally making the move to the lake, that's where timing matters more. The second question, what's your equity position? Pull up your last mortgage statement. How much do you actually owe? Then pull up Zillow or Redfin. I know they're not perfect, but they're a starting point. The difference is your rough equity. If you bought before 2020, you have significant equity. even with modest 2 to 3% annual gains. Compounding, those years of appreciation didn't just disappear. You're sitting on real money. If you bought in 22 or 23 at the peak, your math is tighter. Waiting 12 months when prices might add another 2 to 3% could actually serve you. Question 3, what does your next chapter look like financially? This is the one nobody wants to talk about. If you sell here and buy again in the Twin Cities, you're trading one mortgage in the mid-6s for another mortgage in the mid-6s. The market conditions affect both your sale and your purchase. That's a wash. But if you're cashing out, moving to a lower cost state, downsizing significantly, freeing up equity for retirement, the math is very different. And in that case, waiting only delays your real goal. Okay, now let's address the just wait until 2027 advice. Here's what nobody tells you. The Mortgage Bankers Association is forecasting rates to stay near 6.3% through 2026. Fannie Mae expects rates just above 6% by the end of this year. Nobody serious is predicting a dramatic drop. Nobody. The National Association of Realtors is forecasting about 14% more home sales in 2026 as buyers come back. That sounds great for sellers. More demand. But here's the other side of the coin. More sellers come back too. Every homeowner who's been on the fence for 2 years is watching the same data you are. If they all decide to list in the spring of 2027, your competition just doubled. Could prices go up another 2 or 3% if you wait another 12 months? Maybe. Could rates come down a little bit? Maybe. Could the perfect storm of low rates and limited inventory return? Don't bet your move on it. The market we have right now is probably the market we're going to have for a while. Normal. Not a frenzy. Not a crash. Just normal. If selling now is the right call, here's what's different in this market. Pricing is everything. Look at the local data. Homes priced under $120,000 are sitting 102 days. Homes in that 350 to 500 range are gone in 41 days. Why is there such a gap? Because the mid-tier homes are priced right and condition ready. The lower tier homes usually have problems that show. You see, pricing wrong in this market doesn't get you bid up like it used to in the past. It gets you sat on, then stale, then a price reduction. Then you sell for less than if you just priced it right in the beginning. Condition matters more. When buyers had no choices, they overlooked the dated kitchen. Now they have choices. Carpets, paint, the bathroom you've been meaning to update, those things actually move the needle now. Concessions are part of the conversation again. Buyers are asking for closing cost help, rate buydowns, repair credits. Build that into your math before you list, not after the offer comes in. And patience. 41 days for a well-priced home is the new normal. The first weekend frenzy is not coming back. Plan for it emotionally so you don't panic in week 2 and slash your price. So, should you sell now or wait? Here's my honest take. If you have a real reason to sell, sell now. Prices are still ticking up. Mortgage rates aren't forecasted to dramatically improve. Single family inventory is still tight enough that a well-priced, well-prepared home moves in about 41 days. You'll do just fine. If you're trying to time the top of the market, you've missed it. That was 2022. Trying to time the next peak is gambling, not strategy. And if you're just not sure, that's okay too. The smartest thing you can do is run your actual numbers with someone who knows your specific neighborhood. Because Lake of the Isles is not Edina. Edina is not St. Louis Park. St. Louis Park is not Plymouth. The metro averages don't tell your story. Your neighborhood data does. If you want me to run those numbers for you, no obligation, no pressure, just drop me a comment below or just send me a personal message. I'll tell you what your home would likely sell for in today's market and what it might do 12 months from now. You decide from there. Whatever you choose it with your eyes open. That's the real goal. I'll see you in the next video.